8 people have been shot dead at 3 massage parlors in Atlanta. Now, according to law enforcement officials, 6 of the people killed were Asian, 2 were white, and all but 1 were women. Now, the incident has raised fears that racial attacks, the crimes, may have targeted people of Asian descent.
Right now, it appears that all victims are female.
Okay, and race?
It appears that they may be Asian.
A suspect identified as Robert Aaron Long has been captured in the south of Atlanta after a manhunt. It was not clear whether there was a racial motivation in the shootings. However, the American Association of Physicians of Indian Origin, or the AAPI, has taken to Twitter to highlight racial attacks. The Twitter handle Stop AAPI Hate was formed to prevent anti-Asian discrimination during the coronavirus pandemic. Now, the tweet called them an unspeakable tragedy for both the victims' families and the Asian American community that has been reeling from high levels of racist attacks. The Atlanta police initially characterized the shooting as a robbery in progress, and the 21-year-old suspect in custody is white.
The suspect was identified as Robert Aaron Long. He's 21 years old. He lives in unincorporated Cherokee County. We put out his image to the assignment desk a little while ago. I'm not sure if everyone got it or not, but he is currently in custody in Crisp County. We've been communicating with them. My understanding, they did a pit maneuver on him and took him into custody, as far as I know, without incidents.
According to Stop AAPI Hate, there have been nearly 3,800 reports of hate incidents targeting Asian Americans since last March. The group said that the shootings on Tuesday will only exacerbate the fear and pain that the Asian American community continues to endure. The police department in Seattle will increase patrols and outreach to support the city's Asian American community. Now, New York Police Department's Counterterrorism Bureau has tweeted that they would be deploying assets to our great Asian communities across the city out of an abundance of caution. The FBI is also assisting in the investigation. Now, Susan, back to you on this story. Another big issue, the Asian community, 3,800 attacks in the past year, 500 in the past month alone. What is this rise in crime being attributed to?
So these numbers are from the post-pandemic in the past year, since the COVID-19 virus traveled from China to the United States. These hate crimes have been on the rise, a lot of them here in New York City, and that's why after the tragic shootings in Atlanta, the NYPD tweeted that we are, quote, deploying assets to our great Asian American community, considering the fact that there is a very large Asian American community here in New York, and there have been numerous incidents on subways and on the streets against Asian, notably Asian women. But regarding the Atlanta shooting, investigation is still ongoing. The suspect was found in his car, which gives authorities the ability to seize the car, search it, try to find the reasons and motives for what he did, and whether or not race played a role in these shootings or not. While 6 of the 8 individuals who were killed were Asian, 2 weren't. They were white. So that's something that law enforcement, the police department, is going to try to find out. They're going to go on his social media links and outlets and accounts, and they're going to try to see whether or not he's, contacted friends, left a manifesto or something of that sort in his car, and whether or not he was, they're pretty confident, but whether or not this individual was the only suspect and is the only suspect who was involved in these shootings across Atlanta. Was he a lone wolf? Were there other people involved? And what was his motivations is probably the most important issue. And I think that the reason the organization that is against racism against Asian Americans has issued that statement is because of the wide targeting of the Asian American community, as I mentioned, here in the United States. But as of yet, we don't know the motive of this individual that possibly, allegedly carried out these attacks in Atlanta. He will probably appear appear in court either today or tomorrow, and then there'll be ongoing investigations after that.
Susan, thank you very much for bringing us all the latest details on that. WION, now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.